Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Rose. I am a high school teacher in Brooklyn, New York, and in today's video I want to talk to you all about this new program that I have been using during remote/hybrid learning, and that is Edpuzzle. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Edpuzzle, but I was completely new to this program and this world of possibilities when it comes to how to incorporate technology in the classroom. And so I figured that I would put together a video talking about the benefits of using Edpuzzle. This is not a tutorial video. This is not a step-by-step. There's so many of those already available on YouTube, but I wanted to just make a video dedicated to the benefits of using Edpuzzle and why I think you should at least try it out in your classroom. So let's get started with this video. Benefits to using Edpuzzle in the classroom. So as I mentioned, I was completely new to using Edpuzzle. I have heard of it before. I have seen some teachers on Instagram talk about it, but my school just recently got, I guess, like a school subscription. And so I figured, why not just try it out? So the first thing I want to mention is that it is a great way to incorporate technology. As we know, our students are flooded with technology all of the time, or just digital things in general, whether it be their phone or videos. And so Edpuzzle is a great way for you to use video instruction for your students. It's a great way for students to get instruction and for you to still be able to ask them questions in a video form, which I think is very, very useful. Second thing I really like about this is you can add YouTube videos to your content, and then you can add CFUs or check for understanding questions within the YouTube video. You can also edit the YouTube video, so if there usually is an intro, you can cut out the intro so that your students are just getting the instructional part. Or if a video is too long and you just want it to be about 6 or 7 minutes for your students, you can edit down any YouTube video and then incorporate your own questions. You can incorporate multiple choice or short answer questions. Those are the two. I believe there are more options, but those are the two that I have incorporated the most when I have done my own videos. Not only can you incorporate YouTube videos, but you can add in your own instructional videos, which is what I did. I recorded a video on Screencastify and then I just added it to Edpuzzle, and I was able to incorporate my own check for understanding questions within my own instructional video. So I find this extremely helpful because there are some times when we are watching videos and you are pausing in the middle to ask your students a question, but this does it in a much more seamless and organized way. The next thing I love about Edpuzzle is that it keeps a record of your students' responses. If you import your students from Google Classroom, which is probably the easiest way to do it, then every single time your students answer a question, you can see how they did. You can grade the short answers on your own, and also see how long it took your students to complete the video. If you estimated that it would take them about 12 to 15 minutes, but you saw a student take about 30 minutes to get through the video, that's a really easy way for you to then conference with the student. Hey, tell me what's going on. Maybe they didn't understand the content, maybe they were distracted, maybe they walked away from their computer and then they came back. There's a variety of possibilities why it may have taken your students longer to complete the task, but it is still a great piece of information to know when you are assigning these videos to your students. The next thing I absolutely love about this, and it's probably my favorite, is that Edpuzzle is a great resource for students who are chronically absent. I don't know about you guys, but when I have students who are showing up maybe 2 to 3 times a week, it's really hard to catch them up on content. Naturally, they're going to fall behind, and you yourself as a teacher are going to get exhausted constantly talking about the same thing. So Edpuzzle is a great way for you to just set up a variety of videos for your students, add in some questions, and then you can just assign the videos to those students. They still get the instruction. They're not gypped out on any type of instruction. And you know that they're still going to learn because they have to answer the CFUs that you embed within the video yourself. And so if your school or if you personally are struggling with chronic absences, Edpuzzle, I think, is a great way to compensate for that so that your students are not fully losing out on all of the instruction in your classroom. And this is a way where you can still track their learning and their progress. The next thing I love about this is that it's very student friendly when it comes to student pacing. Students can really move at their own pace because they are watching the video, and then what I usually like to do is have an assignment after they watch the video. And so some students, again, they may take 15 minutes, they may take 8 minutes, but you have your assignment right after the instructional video so that students can move right along, and then they can always check in with you before they answer an exit slip. I like this because we know that students all learn at different paces. Some students can grasp an idea quickly. Some students need a little bit more time to process. That's even how I learn. I'm someone, I need time to process. It needs to marinate in my brain. And it can get intimidating when there is someone in the classroom that just knows the correct answer all the time and you don't have the time to process even what the teacher is asking you. So I think Edpuzzle is such a great resource for students because they are learning at their own pace. There's no pressure, there's no intimidation, they don't feel embarrassed if another student has answered the question prior to them. And what I love is that you can literally see what every student knows based on the instruction. I don't know about you, but I don't get 100% participation, especially now, not during remote learning. Please, I'm lucky if a kid unmutes themselves. And so this is a great way to know what every single student knows right after you've given the instruction, as opposed to maybe getting 3 or 4 students participate and then saying, okay, yes, the students got it, but did everyone really get it? And so this is a great way, not just for student pacing, but for you to get individualized data about how each and every one of your students are doing. The next thing I really love about this is that it frees up teacher time. Now here's what I mean. When you are originally creating the videos, especially if you're recording your individualized instruction, it will take a long time, okay? Don't get me wrong. It will take hours because that's how long it took me. If you're using a YouTube video, I highly think it'll probably take you 20 minutes, give or take, if you know the video you want to use. But once the students are actually watching the video instruction, answering the questions, you have so much free time. You can use this time, especially if you're remote, to call students while your other students are working independently. Maybe a student has shown up late, and so instead of you stopping the entire instruction to catch that kid up, or not stopping the instruction and now that student is confused, everyone is there. They're watching the video, they're maybe with their headphones, or if they're doing it remotely, everyone is doing it in their own house, and then you can take a student into a breakout room, explain what they're doing, and then start them on the instructional video. So again, they don't lose out on any of the content, which I absolutely love. And so you have a lot more time as the teacher to grade in the moment. I was stalking them while they were answering my CFUs to see how they were doing. As they were answering the CFUs, I had an opportunity to create breakout rooms based on their responses and just throw all the kids in a specific breakout room and say, hey, I noticed many of you got questions 5 and 6 wrong. Let's talk about it. And so I find it so beneficial to be able to assess in the moment how your students are doing, organize a breakout room in literally 5 minutes, and then be able to reteach or clarify any misunderstandings that your students may have. And the last thing I would like to mention is that I think Edpuzzle is great for hybrid learning. Again, if you are recording some videos and let's say your school is saying, hey, well, just assign asynchronous work for your students that day, recording a video of you teaching the instruction and still giving CFUs, for me, just gives me so much peace of mind, because can I really trust that students are going to just answer a worksheet? Can I really trust that they're going to be able to grasp the information if I am not breaking it down in a specific way? And so I like that I am still teaching my students, even though it's not live, but it still gives the feeling of it being live because it's your voice, your explanation. and then they are answering questions along the way. So I love this for hybrid learning. I think it is a great resource. Don't get me wrong, you guys, it is time consuming. Okay, it is. But I think the benefits outweigh how time consuming it really is. And I have done this 3 times so far in my classroom, and every single time I am amazed at how successful it is. Again, there's so many things about it that I enjoy, but if you are someone who has never tried Edpuzzle before, if you are struggling with remote learning or hybrid teaching, and you just feel like, you know what, I need to switch it up, what I'm doing is not working, I would highly suggest trying out Edpuzzle, at least trying it out with just the YouTube videos and adding questions within the YouTube videos, because I think that's an easy way for you to get your foot wet versus trying to record an 8 to 10 minute instructional video. Do it with like a 4 to 5 minute YouTube video and see how it works. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, right? So much about teaching is trial and error. Let's just, you know, let it out there. If it works, great. If it doesn't, whoop, let's assess why. Can we fix it? Or let's move on to the next thing. So this is something that I have just recently started using, and I am so pleasantly surprised. That's pretty much it. Just getting on here to share another teacher resource with you guys. And please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I'm definitely going to be throwing out a lot more teacher content, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. It definitely helps my channel, and I will see you all in the next video.